I think we're here. I think we made it. We're good. Do I have all my things? Am I where I'm at? Where I'm supposed to be? I don't know. Let's push this button to see. Hi. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Podcast Pontifications. It's live taping time of Podcast Pontifications. I feel a little yellow. Let me reduce the yellowness of this a little bit here. Yeah, let's knock that down a bit. See how that looks. Are we good? Are we better? Also, I'm blocking the red with my camera. Oh, that's not helping anything at all, is it? Here we are. Good morning. Welcome to the live taping of Podcast Pontifications. My name is Evo Terra. Today we're going to talk about pushing podcasting the responsible way. Yes, if you are brand new to the live streamy thing, hi. Nice to have you here. Hi, Betty. Nice to see you here as well. A few of the regulars are popping on in. Just so you know, this is the live taping of the show. The actual episode itself won't begin for another, let's say 3 minutes. Be safe about that. Around 3 minutes is when I will begin talking specifically about the topic of today, which, as I just said, was pushing podcasting the responsible way. So I appreciate you hanging out with me to watch this, and if you want to, but you don't have to. The vast majority of people watch and or listen to and or read, yes, the episode just at podcastpontifications.com. You can go over there and get everything. It'll be live. This episode will be live today in 3 hours. Yep, it takes about 3 hours to assemble it and put it all together. It won't take that long to do it. It'll take me less than 10 minutes to do the episode. We'll be out of here quickly. But if you want to see the polished version, podcastpontifications.com. You can even go there, click the big subscribe button, enter in your email address, and you'll get an email every single time the episode is released. Yeah. I got some special stuff coming, newsletter-only stuff coming while I'm on break, because you might know this, but I'm going on season break at the end of this week. But I plan on trying out a few tests, if you will. And the newsletter is definitely going to be, people who are subscribed to the newsletter will get to see some of those tests, because some of those tests will likely be text-based. So, podcastpontifications.com, go to the bottom, just click the subscribe button. That will take you to the bottom, and you can subscribe to Podcast Pontifications in your inbox. PPIYI, as we call it around here. And by we, I mean I. It's what I call it. Okay. Hey, one fun little fact which you'll hear about in a moment. This topic was recommended to me by a listener, by a friend, by Andrew. Andrew, if you're watching, hi. If you're not watching, you'll listen to it later, because I know you're a busy guy. And you may listen and or read, whichever you prefer to do. Totally up to you, man. It is A-OK with me. All right, are we looking good? I think everything is working out the way I want it to be. I was really rushing to get this one out. It's kind of a sticky wicket of a topic, and so it took a little bit of doing to get it to where I wanted it to be. But hey, it actually worked out. So, right. Okay, so that's moved over there. Let me find, where do I have QuickTime? Normally I do this kind of stuff a little before the show begins, but I was really, really racing to get this one out in time. So I'm doing some leftover. I didn't do any of my vocal stuff. I just didn't get a chance. I was busy. So, all right, new audio recording. Yeah, that's what I want there. And that goes over here in the bottom. Great and cool and fine. I think I have all the things where I want them to be. Yeah, I do. Everything is there. Let me take another sip of my ginger. Not ginger tea, because there's no tea in it. This is just, as I think I have said before, dried ginger in a bag that soaks in hot water. So, yikes! Good news is I love ginger, and it's better for me than putting caffeinated stuff on my vocal folds first thing in the morning. So here we go. So Betty's going to miss me while I'm gone. Well, you're going to stay attached to me, Betty. I'm going to send you stuff. It's A-OK. I appreciate that. And then Alex is watching another live taping. Yes, in fact, it is a Tisane. You are correct, Alex. Nobody knows what the hell a Tisane is, so we just all call it a tea. All right, I think I'm ready to go. Let's get this over here. So I like to read out the cold open ahead of time hitting the record button, so I'll do that now. The drive to squeeze more out of podcasting can lead to some bad decisions. With podcasts growing at breakneck speed, not a breakneck speed, with podcasts growing at breakneck. With podcasts growing at breakneck speed, the rush to do, say, or promote something can lead to reputation-damaging results. That's what I'm going to say. Ooh, we should talk about tea on the podcast, Alex. I studied Western herbalism. All right, enough of that. Let's do the program. Now I've dropped that bomb. Or it happened a quick time. There it is. Here we go. The drive to squeeze more out of podcasting can lead to some bad decisions. With podcasts growing at breakneck speed, the rush to do, say, or promote something can lead to reputation-damaging results. Hello and welcome to another Podcast Pontifications with me, Evo Terra. The internet has a bit of a reputation problem, in case that's not abundantly clear. Look, because if anyone can publish anything, then anyone will, at some point, also do that and then assume that it is true. Podcasting is a part of the internet and so not immune to the same challenge. My friend Andrew asked a question on Twitter and tagged me and a few others in. Here, let me read the question for you. I wonder, should apps/services that promote podcasts, such as Apple Podcasts, actually check what they're pushing in front of people for facts and accuracy? He went on to ask, what about the, quote, we think you like, or the, quote, the best listens type promotions, and even paid, for that matter? Or is it down to listeners to spot the frauds, lies, misinformation? Good question, Andrew. And as a dyed-in-the-wool skeptic, I love getting into this question about facts and accuracy. Really, it boils down to this. Do the podcast listening apps bear a responsibility for the podcasts that they suggest to us? And my answer to Andrew was a qualified yes. If it's an algorithmic decision where listens or other sorts of data-based information is used to determine whether or not something should be there or not, then probably not. I mean, if a whole bunch of people are listening to garbage and you have a top episode section, well, okay, a lot of people listen to garbage. Taking that garbage show out is manipulating data, and that's probably not a great idea. If there's, no nefariousness, and it's just an accurate reflection of what sort of activity is happening in that app, then okay, because really your only course of action if you're an app maker is to remove the show, and that, of course, comes with its own consequences if you decide to deplatform someone. However, if it's an editorial decision, if a human being decided to add a podcast to that we think you'll like section, or this is what's currently the best things about this topic baking, then yeah. Then the human that made that decision, again, not algorithmic, but the human that makes that decision bears responsibility that pushes up to the app. But I've been thinking a little more broadly about that. What about the rest of us? Everybody else in podcasting? See, I think podcasters, we all bear this same responsibility. We bear the responsibility for either the guests we have on our show, or, in my case, I don't have guests, the topics that we choose. Like, I can promise you I'm going to get heat for this topic, like I do when I bring it up from time to time, and that's okay. We also have a responsibility before we say yes to the shows we're going to guest on. I haven't really been good about doing some vetting of the shows that I'm asked to be on. My default answer when someone asks me to be on their show is always yes. And I don't do a huge amount of research on there, partly because my topic keeps me pretty safe. I mean, you're not going to have me on to talk about world politics. I talk about podcasting. I think we also bear responsibility to the other podcasts we suggest to others. I mean, I have my list of innies. I had no idea podcasts could sound that good, podcasts. But I also have, in my back pocket, a repertoire of shows that need a little qualifying before I recommend them to someone. And I think that's the central idea. Qualifying. We don't have to play it safe every single time. We just have to qualify what it is we're about to promote and to whom that is. By the way, I don't think we should be hiding behind the things I've seen on Twitter, which is like, retweets don't imply endorsement. Yes, they do. Or this phrase, look, I'm just asking questions. Those do not absolve us of responsibility. We just have to qualify what it is that we're doing. Like, for example, I think it's okay for you to take that controversial guest and bring them onto your show. I also think you can accept to be a guest on a controversial show. And just like me, I oftentimes recommend or share controversial shows that I happen to like, and I think you can do the same thing. That's our agency. We can do that, but I think we have to express our full agency. If you bring on that controversial guest and they say something really insane, don't just nod your head. Push back. Same, if you are a guest on a show and the host asks an inane question or tries to take it in a different way, hold your ground. Don't let them run roughshod on the facts. Prepare to defend your recommendations you make to people. If you make them publicly on Twitter and someone decries your decision because that show is X or Y, and I don't like it, I am offended by it, prepare to defend your decision. Push back. That's your responsibility. If you're going to make these comments, these promotional efforts, if you're going to go on things, you own that responsibility. And that's okay. We need to take it. We need to let that podcasting, that responsibility that started with us spread through all the things that we do in podcasting. That's the responsible way I think we can promote it. Let's do it, but let's just be responsible in what we do. Now, as a reminder, Podcast Pontification Season 3 will come to an end this coming Thursday. If you haven't already, please sign up for PPIYI, that's Podcast Pontifications, in your inbox, as I plan on sending out a few sample missives, some ideas, text-based, that the show will have for next season, and possibly even in between seasons. So yeah, you probably want to get on the list. Podcast Pontifications, click the big fat subscribe button at podcastpontifications.com. Give it your email address and we will get you signed up to the list. And if you have been meaning to buy me a coffee but been putting it off, well, now's the time. Please go to buymeacoffee.com/evoterra and show me your support. That's it for today. I shall be back tomorrow with yet another Podcast Pontifications. Cheers! Recording number 1 stopped. Recording number 2 stopped. Checking at the chat room now. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Chuck Tomasi. Chuck wants to get in touch about a get-together. Oh, with the wives, too. I'd love to see Donna. We're overdue for a beer. Chuck Tomasi, everybody, watching this live on LinkedIn right now. He is the current author of Podcasting for Dummies, the 4th edition, Chuck, I think. I wrote Podcasting for Dummies along with T. Morris back in 2005 and then said, I don't want to do that anymore. And Chuck took over and has been doing a fantastic job with it. He also happens to live here in Phoenix. So we get together occasionally. Of course, we haven't because of the thing, but now we can. So we're looking forward to that kind of stuff. Hey, if you are just now joining the live stream, you missed the live taping of the show. This is the ending part where I'm just kind of winding down. Yes, you can back up and watch the live stream from the beginning, I guess. Or simpler, podcastpontifications.com. That's where this will be in 2 hours and 46 minutes. Audio file will be there. An article, which I'm about to write. I'm going to take every word that I just said out loud and I'll rewrite it so that it actually reads well. clean up some of the mistakes I might have made, maybe. Yeah. There'll be a transcription there of the actual words said as well. All that's at podcastpontifications.com. And for those who have signed up to Podcast Pontifications in your inbox, they will get all of that in their inbox. Like literally, an email gets sent. Here's a link to the audio file and the actual words. So you can just sit there in your inbox if that sounds cool and consume the content. Totally up to you. Right. Chuck's going to go to a live stream. Enjoy. Be well, everybody. We'll do this again in the morrow. Yeah.